I think I was muted. Thanks, Jen. I've been sitting here talking now for 5 minutes and no one heard a single thing. So, wow, we always have some technical difficulties, but that's totally cool. We're gonna start from scratch. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Val Bozzo. I am a 10-star diamond elite team Beachbody coach. So guys, I said it while I was muted. Maybe some of you could read my lips. This is going to be just totally informal. I'm here in my sweatpants. You're going to hear from Jen Guthrie, who is a almost 2-star diamond on Legacy United. She is in her last week of qualification. She's right here. And we were supposed to have Candace Simone, another rock star on Legacy United. She's a great leader, but we're having some technical difficulties tonight. So she won't be speaking, but she will be posting in our event page. As you can see, I already did our first evening post. So please feel free to ask questions. Post them underneath the posts in the event page, wherever you feel comfortable posting. And we're going to be like refreshing the pages to really see what you guys have and what questions you have. Excuse me. So as we go ahead and get started, I am just going to let you guys know that you can expect a post in our event page to watch while you hear me talking. And then after I'm done with the business opportunity, kind of like just chatting with you about my business, my success, how you can be successful with this, what to expect, all of that, then I'm going to turn it over to Jen, and she's going to share her story with you guys as well. So you can hear from a couple of different dynamics and see how anyone who just decides to go and pursue this business can truly be successful with it. It's just a decision, you know, to really have that passion and go all in. So our next post will go up in about 10 minutes. So if you're not listening to the post, my video, go ahead and do that while I'm talking. So I am, again, a 10-star diamond elite team Beachbody coach. I have been a coach for about 2.5 years, which is crazy to think that it's been that long, because sometimes I still feel like I'm brand new. I just love this. I honestly pop out of bed every day excited to get up. Those of you who follow me on Facebook, you see my morning motivation posts. It's not always easy for me to get up at 5 a.m. It's been one of those things that I've trained myself to do over time. But I love it. This is part of my job, and it kind of holds me accountable to my own health and fitness, knowing that that's part of my job is posting on social media. I am the #1 coach in the state of Mississippi, which is pretty cool. Our team, Legacy United, is in the top 100 in all of Team Beachbody, which I'm so proud of. And we are actually a part of the #1 team in the entire organization. So just some really cool things for you to like know about our team and who we are. We do trainings. You know, if you sign up with us, then you can know that you are not going to just be kind of like left out in left field. We offer training groups constantly. Every month you can expect a new Coach Basics training from myself and all of the other coaches on our team. Our team, Legacy United, it's really, we're a united front. Legacy, so this was like my thought process behind the name of our team, was really the legacy comes from like leaving a legacy for our children and our children's children. Like that's my thought, because this is not something that I want anyone to think that you can come into and say, I think I'm just gonna try it out, okay? I kind of had that mentality whenever I started a little bit, but then I quickly realized that anything worth having in life, like any job, like say, you know, you go to corporate America, I wouldn't walk into a job position and tell the new boss, hey, I think I'm just gonna try this job out. And if I don't like it, then I'm gonna go find something else. Like that's just not how I work. So legacy for me, like that's kind of like that. That's where I just really wanted it to be, like that long-term vision. And then United, we're just totally like a united team. So that's like the little story behind our team name. And I just really want you guys to know that I am as real as it gets. So I said I've been a coach for 2.5 years. I started this business a completely different person than you see sitting here in this chair. I was about 15 pounds heavier than I am now. I felt completely miserable in my own skin. I was dealing with depression and anxiety. My husband was deployed all the time. I'm a military wife, and We never saw each other. We had moved from Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to Gulfport, Mississippi. And I felt like I was just like all alone and doing this myself. I had my thyroid removed right before we had moved, which was such a huge process because my doctor thought that I had thyroid cancer. So they removed my entire thyroid. And praise the Lord, it was not cancer, but I was at rock bottom whenever I had this opportunity presented to me as a coach. And I was that person that probably nobody should have ever even asked me to consider this business opportunity. So I always say never prejudge anyone because you don't know, like this could totally change anyone's life. So someone saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And it's really what kind of helped me dig myself out of that trench of being like completely broken. And then at the time as well, my husband and I had realized that we were in the worst financial situation ever. And we were considering filing for bankruptcy because we didn't know what to do. So this was all between 2.5 and 3 years ago. And if someone would have told me that I was going to speak on like a live webinar, then I would have been like, yeah, right. Like, no way. I had no confidence. I had no business background at all. So I came into my business with 140 Facebook friends and had no idea how to really like do any posting on social media. There was just no background of anything like this. So if you're thinking, well, I don't know if I would be good at this. I don't know. You know what? It's like taking that chance and taking that leap of faith. And I'm here tonight to tell you guys, there's no pressure. Maybe you're here, you're listening to this live, or you'll catch the recording. Please know that I just am really glad that you're here and you're listening in to what we have to say. And if you totally don't, at the end you decide this is not for you, then that's cool. I'm just glad that we can provide you with some information. And yeah, go ahead and post too. Provide you with some information. So, I started this whenever I did my 2 years ago. I just came into this and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to make this work. I have to make this work. So I decided to get my mindset in the right place. So I'm going to pull up, I don't have the slides on my computer, but I do have them on my laptop here. So if you see me looking over here, it's because I'm looking at my notes on my laptop. So whenever I came into this, I kind of had that I'm going to try it out mentality for like the first second. And then that's when I was like, no, I have to make this work. My goal was to not have to put groceries on a credit card for my family. It was that bad. So I was like, if I can start to earn a little bit of money by helping people in challenge groups, then that was what I was going to do. So I started to change my mindset and think, okay, what if I thought of this as purchasing a franchise, like this business. So if you listening, you're like, well, how do you even get started? You either purchase a challenge pack, which is everything you need for your own health and fitness. It's your Shakeology, your fitness program, all the goodies that come with it. And then your coaching fee, which is normally $40, that is actually completely waived. Or say you're like, well, I just want to sign up as a coach. What can I do? You pay $40, right? So most people are like, oh, $40, okay, then what? That's how you sign up to be a coach, a Team Beachbody coach. So I think, and I know that so many people can kind of take that for granted and say, well, I only paid $40 for it, not a big deal. What if we thought of that $40 as $50,000, to go and buy a Panera Bread franchise or a frozen yogurt franchise or something? If you kind of had that mentality going into it, then I believe you would have more skin in the game. You would make it work. I tell my new coaches, I'm always like, hey, think of this as a college course, as a university class, because you're not going to get in here and you're not going to know how to do everything right away. You have to commit and make sure that you're moving yourselves forward and just learning. You're committed to learning and you never stop learning how to do this because just because of the low startup costs, it doesn't mean that you should devalue this business. It means that you should really take advantage and say, okay, I'm going to treat this as a $1 million business like it truly could be. So, maybe if you have that thought process behind it, it could be a little bit of, a better mentality behind it rather than that, I don't really know if it's going to work attitude. So what if you could do, like I said, your own franchise for $40, instead of buying the establishment, again, if you're buying someone else's establishment, it's a brand. So instead of the brand from someone else, you get to be yourself. Your brand is you. So what do I do to grow my business? I literally help 3 to 5 people a month, and I get them set up with the challenge pack that would best fit them, and I enroll them into a challenge group. So I know probably a lot of you have been in a challenge group with myself or another coach on the team, but if you haven't, a challenge group is a separate Facebook group. It's a closed group, so no one on your Facebook page can see anything that you post in this closed group. And every single day, we're posting about our workouts. We're posting recipes and meal plans and motivation and just videos, like motivational videos I give my challengers weekly, and really just the accountability that we all need to stay on track. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I stay on track because I know that people are knowing that I post on social media in the mornings. Like I get up at 5 a.m. not because I'm like, woohoo, I'd love to wake up at 5. I get up because I know that I'm being held accountable by so many people, and that's come to grow over time. The first 6 months of my business, I don't think that anyone even noticed me, and they were probably like, who is this girl posting on social media? And now it's just become routine, and it is now my business. So I do look at it as, I take it very seriously, and it's inspiring to a lot of other people, which you could be as well, just sharing your own stories. I'm going to take just a second here to look through to see if we have any questions in our group page. So give me just a minute. I'm going to take a drink. All right. I don't see any questions yet, so I'm going to keep on rolling. So, okay, the challenge group. So that's what we do. We post the accountability. Most of our challenge groups are anywhere between 21 to 60 days, depending on the program. And that is the bread and butter of our business. We run challenge groups. And then a lot of our coaches become great coaches because they come from challenge groups. You have to have the success. So our motto, our business motto is decide, commit, succeed. And that's really how it is. So you can share and you can be a product of the product because you are doing the work and people are going to notice. When I came in, I didn't have a huge weight loss story. So that's a question that I get a lot. Well, I don't need to lose weight. Does that mean that I won't be successful in this? And I say, absolutely not. Maybe you're someone who has lost 100 pounds and you have a great story. Or you're someone who needs to lose a lot of weight, but you want to start coaching at the same time to take people on that journey with you. Or maybe you're someone like me. Yeah, I needed to lose that 12 to 15 pounds for myself, but I've never been overweight. I've always been like thinner my whole life. So, don't think that there's just one certain way that you can be successful with this business, because that's not it at all. So the challenge groups, that's like the bread and butter. That's what I just said. We just take people through the challenge groups, and then we turn them on to the next steps, which could potentially be coaching or asking friends if they'd like to join challenge groups as well. So if you have not been in a challenge group and you want to start one, make sure that if I'm your coach, if I invited you, chat with me about it, or ask your own coach who invited you to this call about that too. We as Beachbody coaches, we keep it really, really simple. So we literally work on our own transformation. We invite friends and family to join our journey, and we grow as a person through personal development. So I read a lot and I listen to a lot of podcasts and audiobooks to help me grow as a person. And I teach my team to do the same thing. I constantly fill my mindset with that personal development, with mindset shifting to where I can say, okay, like I can be really positive today. Even if I don't want to, I'm going to be very positive about life. Otherwise, like, where is that going to get us? Really nowhere, right? Any questions so far? I'm reading some of our stuff in here. Cool. All right. Let's see here. Like I said, we're totally chill here. And I'm just going down through and I'm checking it out to see if anybody has commented anywhere else. All right, so what do you really do as a coach? So whenever you sign up, you start in your challenge group, you keep on moving, and you decide, okay, this coaching thing is for me. Well, all that you're really going to focus on then, we're going to roll you into what we call our Coach Basics group. And we're going to figure out what kind of a, what kind of a coach you want to be. So there's different kinds of coaches. Maybe you're like, I really just want a discount on my Shakeology. Like, that's all that I really want and care about right now. That's totally cool. You can sign up and you can get 25% off of your Shakeology. You can get 25% off of any of the programs, anything Beachbody. Maybe you come on and you're like, well, I kind of want to make just like enough money to pay for my electric bill each month, or a car payment, or save up for a vacation at the end of the year for my family. That's totally cool. We have a direction for anyone who is in that hobby coach category, as I like to call it. You know, you're like, I'm not going for the leadership. I'm going for just enough money, kind of that extra income type thing, because maybe you already have a full-time job, or you know, you don't want to work this as a full-time business. Or maybe you're someone who wants to come in and you're like, okay, I want to work 1 to 2 hours a day to start. I really think that I want to take this business all the way. I don't like my full-time job. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Or maybe you do like your full-time job, but you want the freedom. Like, that was my vision whenever I started this. I was like, what if I would never have to leave my kids? What if I could retire my husband from the military and we would never have to be apart? What if all of these crazy cool things could happen, all because I decided to take this leap of faith and say, why not me? You know, why can't I do this? Was really what just kept playing in my head. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put one foot in front of the other every single day, and I'm going to take this journey, and I'm just going to drive forward. So that became my mentality, where I was like, I'm going to set some goals, and I'm going to work this full time. And every single day, I'm going to do whatever my mentor tells me. I'm going to be teachable. I'm going to treat this like a business. This business is a business. And that was just my mentality. I was like, I'm going to help 3 to 5 people a month. That was my goal, was to help change 3 to 5 people in their weight loss journey, their health and fitness, or financially. So, and I'll say here tonight, and I have a post that I'll talk about towards the end. It's the very last post for you guys tonight, but I'll give you like a little sneak peek of what I'm talking about. But so whenever we started, I told you guys that we were completely in financial stress. It was so bad. We actually were between $100,000 and $130,000 in debt, somewhere in there, not including the mortgage. And we lived on one paycheck, my husband's military paycheck, which if any of you guys are in the military, you know that's not that much. I mean, we made it work, but it's not a huge amount of money. And in 2 years, we have paid off over $100,000 in debt. We are going to be financially free, minus our mortgage, by the end of this year. And honestly, guys, like, I'm filling my eyes up with tears right now just thinking about it. And I don't say this ever to brag, and I hope that it never comes across like this. I just want you to know that, like, this is beyond possible for anyone. I told you I was that girl who was broken. I was not an inspiration to anyone 2.5 years ago. I was probably the one that looked super annoying posting on Facebook. But I had this feeling in my gut, and I was just like, if I can do this and change the DNA of the path that my family is headed down, I don't want to have to tell my girls that they can't take ballet lessons, or that they can't do gymnastics or play soccer, or, you know, all of these things would just keep going through my head, and I would just be so stressed out. And I know that so many people can relate. to this on the fact of just finances. You know, the money is the root of all evil, and we hear about that all the time. And that was how my life was going. And I was like, my husband and I were just fighting constantly. And this thought of me saying, why not me? And then I was seeing these other amazing women and men who were making this business successful. And all that they kept saying was, I'm just an ordinary person. I took my health and fitness and I turned it into a business. And I literally just never gave up. And that is how I have become successful with this. And that means more to me than anything, knowing that I'm just playing a role in someone else's life. And another question that comes up a lot, and I know, again, we're posting all of like frequently asked questions and all of this stuff in the event page, so I hope that you're following along. But feel free to continue to ask questions if any of them come up. But one of the biggest questions that I get is, we have to sell stuff, right? And I don't want to sell stuff. That was my biggest fear, was coming across as a salesperson, because I'm not a salesperson. But I was the person who has done like a gazillion other home businesses, right? So I thought that I was going to make it big selling Cutco knives whenever I was 19 years old and in college. And I sold the 31 bags and stuff. But you know what, guys? Like, I literally lasted maybe a month with that stuff and I just quit because there was no kind of passion behind it. I felt like a salesperson. I didn't care about the product. Like, it was knives and bags. Like, no offense to anyone, but for me, that just wasn't going to work. But with this, I never feel like I'm selling anything, because that's never my intention. I never look at someone who I'm helping or talking with as a number. I never look at them as a sale. I talk to them and I get to know their goals, and I help them figure out what it is that they really want with their health and fitness and business. And that's when we decide together what challenge pack would be best for them. For you, if you're one of my challengers or coaches, that's whenever we decide, okay, this is what's going to be best for you. And yes, we have to purchase things. Like, life is, we go to Walmart and we buy groceries, right? Everyone always has to purchase things. So if you kind of think of it more like that, where you're not saying, here, buy something, and then just leaving them out on the wayside. That's selling. Like what we do, I feel like it's so much more. We just take these products and we literally help our customers, help our challengers implement and use them. Because 80% of people who start a new health and fitness program end up quitting like a week or two in, because they don't have the support. And that's the kicker. That's how our challenge groups work. We support and motivate and help get over those humps of like that 2 and 3 week hump, where we have all been there, where we have quit a program or fell off the wagon. I know it. It's life. We all do it. So I really just, the selling aspect, no. I did in the beginning. I definitely felt like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to sell stuff and what am I going to do and all of that. But I don't feel like that at all anymore, because I know, if you know in your heart that your intentions are true and that you're truly doing this for, like, to help other people, then it will never come across as you selling things. I promise you so much. Okay, I have a question. I currently work full-time and am thinking of coaching. Do you have any suggestions on how I can become a successful coach and balance the two? I am actually going to let Jen Guthrie answer this question for you. She's right here, and she's going to pop one over. I'm going to turn the screen for you.
Yes. Okay, let me scoot my chair over a little bit. Okay, so these are my favorite questions. Like, as I was reading it, I got so excited because I have answers for you on this. So when I became a coach, I'm actually a full-time teacher, and I'm still a full-time teacher. I get to work around 6:30 a.m. and usually I'm home sometime between, depending on what's going on, between 3:30, 4 o'clock. Sometimes it might be later. It kind of just depends. So I have built my entire business in 1 year to actually match my teacher's salary, and I literally started by working 10 or 15 minutes a day. Now I work about an hour a day. Again, I'm a year in and my business is changing and it's a little bit more demanding. But what I did was I set my hours. This is the main reason that my business has been successful, and I stick to it. I don't stress out all day while I'm at work. I don't think about it while I'm at my teaching job because I can't. I have 2 jobs, and when I'm at school, I'm going to focus on school. And when I'm home, I'm going to sit down, and we call it a power hour, and that's when I get my work done. I don't walk around with my phone. I don't sit at the dinner table working. I stick to that time. So if you're one of those people that has a full-time job, we can work with you and create a plan and a schedule and literally give you our same to-do list to help you get started. Number 2, I work with the people that I know I want to work with. And that's the cool thing about it. You get to work with people who are like-minded, who are similar to you. And that's the great thing about this business is you, as you can tell, Val and I have very similar personalities because I wanted to work with her. She inspired me, she motivated me, and our team is full of different personalities. And so getting to kind of choose and see and get to know people and figure out who you want to work with is going to help you feel like you're not just selling to people. Because that's, like she was saying, it's not just about selling something. It's about who am I going to work with? Who am I going to inspire, motivate to move forward? And I focus on those 3 people a month. Some months I may do 5 or 6 depending, but if I have a busy month at school, I'm not going to overwhelm myself with more than I can handle. But at the same time, I'm going to move my business forward as each month goes on. I'm never going to settle for less than that. And as your upline coaches, we help you set attainable, realistic goals each month that are going to be doable with whatever else you have going on. We're never going to say, do this if we know that it's something that your current situation is going to keep you from. So just know that we personalize your goals and your schedules to whatever you're doing. Number 3, I read personal development. And this is my favorite part of coaching. And I know my teammates that are on this call are like, oh my gosh, there she goes again with personal development. But it's self-growth. So I spend 10 minutes first thing in the morning when I'm all like, oh, I'm tired, I don't want to do this. And it gets my mindset right. And once my mindset's right and I remember that I started this to change lives, then it makes it really easy. And then it doesn't feel like work. Number 4, this is my favorite topic. It's consistency over time. When I first started, Val can tell you, I worked for about 15 minutes a day because of my full-time job. 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. And my goal was just to earn enough income to cover what I was purchasing. And then it got a little more. And then I was like, oh, I can do 20 minutes here and 20 minutes there. And then it's going to grow some more. And where it is now, you know, I have a lot of choices in life. And at this point, that I never thought I would have. So, you know, as your business grows and as you work towards those goals, opportunities are going to become available to you. All you have to do is be coachable and trust us and trust the process. So those are my tips for balancing it with your full-time job. And I'm here to tell you 100%, if you're a teacher or a nurse or you work crazy hours or crazy shifts, it is 100% doable and possible. And I had those same fears when I started, but we can help you with that. And we will set monthly goals and weekly goals and help you reach them.
Yeah.
So.
I can remember, so I'm sure Jen can definitely remember this. So Jen came to me from our church. She sings and plays the piano at our church, and I can remember her saying, you know, I think I might be interested in this coaching thing, but I don't even know what it is. But you know, I'm thinking maybe I should wait for another year until my husband is done with his master's program. And I looked at her and I said, Jen, I said, no, start now and do these little things that she just said. And I said, and be here in 1 year. And in 1 year, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like I created this crazy business. I'm earning an income by what happened in that 1 year block. And her 1 year mark was this past November. And crazy, like look at her, she's doing amazing with this. And it's just because she decided that she wanted to change more than she wanted to stay the same. And that is what we really do as coaches. And then, so I'll definitely talk here too, like what if no one wants to join you, right? What if you're like, well, I don't know how I'm going to get people. I did a video on this the other day because I hear this all the time. Well, no one's coming to me, or I can't get people, so that means that I'm not going to be good at this. That is not what this means at all, I promise you. So we just invite people to join our challenge groups. We talk about it with our mommy groups or our friends, or really just whoever. We grow our social media. So I mentioned that I had 140 Facebook friends 2.5 years ago, and most were my family and like high school and college friends. And now I think that I'm somewhere around 2,500 Facebook friends, like 7,000 Instagram followers, just craziness. Like, to me, like, this still is just like boggles my mind that this is just the growth because I've been consistent. I've consistently added new friends to Facebook. So if I see someone's profile picture, so like this is my tip, and this is like the, for instance, how do you get people? I don't like that term at all. I invite people who I feel like I would relate to. So if I'm on Facebook and I'm scrolling and I see a picture of a woman and her kids or her family or something, I'm a mom. Or if I see a picture of a man in his military uniform with his wife or someone, I'm like, oh, I bet that we're like-minded because I am in the military. My husband's in the military. So I'll click add friend. Like, that's how I've grown my entire network, by just clicking add friend. And at first I was like, oh my, I feel like a creep because I'm hitting add friend. But I would send these people a message and just be like, hey, I sent you a friend request because I saw that we have some mutual friends in common, and it looks like we could definitely like relate to one another because you're a mom, or something along those lines. So that's how I have personally really built. And I can guarantee you, again, if you have that mindset of knowing that it's consistency over time and just building relationships. This is a relationship business. This is not a selling like salesperson relationship. Then you will succeed. It's finding this bigger purpose and this why. So my why, again, was to get my family out of debt, to help my husband alleviate the stress from him, providing. He is such an amazing man, and I love him so much. And I'm just so grateful for everything that he's done. And I just would always feel like we got ourselves into this financial mess, and he's the one working to get us out, and he's working so hard. Like, what if I could contribute something so tiny? And in the beginning, for me, that was, oh my gosh, if I could make $200 a month to help with our grocery bill, like, that would be huge. So that was where I started. And I talk about this. So if you're a mom, I swear I talk about this business as like it's pregnancy. Okay. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. So, you know, like Jen was saying, she started with 15-minute increments here and there, and then it went to like 20 minutes. So some people look at where I'm at now and it seems so unattainable, because it would be. Like, I work this full time now because I choose to work full time. And for me, my full-time hours are 3 to 4 hours a day. Like, so really, if you could have a successful business in 2 to 2.5 years and still work less than 30 hours a week, that's pretty cool in my opinion, because that's what I do. But whenever I came in, I only worked less, like 1 hour a day was my max. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I had kids and my husband and stuff to work with. But the pregnancy aspect, I'm like, you know, if you were to come on board now and like be tossed into this 10-star diamond position with an organization of like 1,600 people, you would be like running in the opposite direction. I know I would. But you start with one, and then another, and then another, and you just gradually learn and grow, kind of like the whole, you know, you're pregnant, you go through the 9 months, and you're not just given a toddler. You kind of grow with that newborn, and as the baby grows. So I don't know, that's just kind of my analogy for coaching. So I know that you guys, everyone has the possibility and potential to do this. And then honestly, you know what? It's no strings attached. If you decide that you come into this and you're like, oh, I'm not going to be good at this. Like, I cannot do this. This is not for me. And you don't want to give it that, 6 months, a year. You don't want to keep going. Then guess what? You're going to make some new friends through it. You're going to get some results from your challenge pack by doing the programs and drinking your Shakeology and all of that jazz. So you really have nothing to lose, in my opinion, at all. And, everything worth having is on the other side of fear. I love that saying, because we're all afraid of something. I'm still afraid of things, but we just overcome that fear by trying something new and going all in. So that's just kind of a few thoughts for me. And I'm actually going to turn it back over to Jen so she can tell you a little bit more about her story.
Okay, so as Val kind of mentioned earlier, when I started this a year ago, I was like, I think I'm going to wait until next year when my husband is done with graduate school. Well, he is almost done with graduate school now, and he's been able to go full-time with no job because of this business. It's completely turned our whole world upside down, and we've just been presented with a lot of opportunities. But for those of you talking about full-time job, this is the quote that keeps me going when I'm feeling tired and whenever it seems like the grass might be greener. This is what I remember, and I heard this at a Beachbody at our summit, actually. They said, live now in a way that most won't, so you can live later like most can't. So I started in a year when it was really hard. We had a lot of things going on in our house, but I talked it over with my husband, and I didn't really ask anybody else's opinions because you can get so caught up in everyone else's, their little 2 cents, that you end up not making the right decision. But I did talk to my husband, and you know, he was like, go for it. And we decided we're going to give it 3 months. If it's really not going anywhere after 3 months, we will reevaluate. So that's what we did. I started, and I went full out from the start, wanting to be a coach to grow a business. That's why I started. And, you know, month 1 came and it was successful. Month 2 came, it was successful. Month 3 came, it was successful. And it's not because I'm doing, it's not because I'm anybody special. I'm just doing exactly what Val told me to do. I did the 3 things that I was supposed to do every day. I always remember my why in the back of my mind, which was eventually, I'll be honest, I would love to stay home with my kids in the future. I don't have kids now, but when I do, it would be really great to have that option if I so choose. That was not my why when I started. My why was, I want to do this so my husband can go to grad school and not work. But it's evolved and it's changed, and now I'm going to have that option. So all of that hard work and maybe running on a little sleep and coffee fumes a couple of nights out of the month has really paid off, because all of these options that I never dreamed of are available to me now. And I'm 24 years old, and I never in a million years thought that I would be obviously sitting here having this conversation with you. But if you're worried about making some sacrifices, or you're worried about those kinds of things, give yourself a time limit. Say, you know what? I'm going to do everything that my coach tells me to do for 3 months, and then I'm going to reevaluate and see where we are. And if you like what you're seeing, say, all right, I'm going to give it another 3 months. I'm going to give it another 3 months. And then before you know it, it's a year goes by and you're hosting a live event with your upline.
Seriously.
And, you know, Val was saying this is a relationship business, and it is. Like, I had a void when I moved back to the Mississippi coast, because I had just come from the college scene with all of my friends, and we were so close and we just hung out all the time. And then I came back here, and it was like, bam, you're an adult now. Get your life together. And so I did feel a disconnect, and Beachbody has completely filled that void with really close friends. And that's what we are. We're a community. And that's kind of going to build off of, Val may have just answered it. I'm not looking at the page right now, but somebody asked if Beachbody was a pyramid scheme. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that over, because I think it's a great time to talk about it, because Val is my upline coach. So a pyramid scheme is actually when somebody kind of scams you and, I don't want to say takes all of your money, but kind of. So I just want to go ahead and paint the picture for you that Val is my upline coach, and we are obviously very close friends, and in no way does she take money from me.
Exactly. Give me just a second, guys, because I'm doing our last post in the group here, and then, yeah, I will definitely talk about that. And it's funny, this post actually has a video about pyramid schemes debunked. So if I don't cover the actual, like, if you want to learn more about it, then you can watch it in the video as well. I'm going into our event and posting 2 seconds. Go ahead and take some time to look through all the posts if you haven't caught up yet.
Answering some questions for you guys.
Are you guys enjoying this? I haven't even stopped to ask. I've just been like long-winded Post yes, no. I hope there's no no's, but post in our little event if you guys are enjoying this and if it's giving you some information that maybe you've been questioning.
Let's see. See what else I can share, you guys.
All right, here comes our last post. And it's up. And again, at the bottom of that, there is a couple of videos as well. Okay. So I will go ahead and talk just a little bit about that pyramid scheme, because when I first started, guys, I am the biggest skeptic on the planet about everything. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. I have to research it before I try it. So I was like, when I got the invite from my upline coach to hear what coaching was all about, I was like, oh no, wait, that's one of those pyramid scheme things, right? No way. And I didn't even know what that meant. I had just heard about it and assumed that, you know, any kind of multi-level marketing, they do get a bad rap sometimes if it is a company who is gaining money from like basically being at the top. So in our company, in our organization, there is not one coach who is at the top. So like Jen, how she was saying, I am her upline. So she signed up under me. When she signed up, I made no amount of money off of her for signing up as a coach with me. Like none. There's not like, oh, sign people up and you get paid $500 or something. So some companies who get that bad rap of a pyramid scheme, that's how it goes. They're like, okay, just sign as many people up as you can and we're going to give you a car, or we're going to give you $500 for each person, or something big like that. That's how that get rich quick scheme has kind of come to play. We are not like that. The only way that I will ever benefit from Jen, from a coach on my team, from my team, is if they themselves are successful too. So Jen, for instance, growing her business, she could surpass my rank at any time. I never stay at the top. So she could become #1 in Mississippi. Like it's more than possible. She could become a 15-star diamond coach before me. That's possible. So I hope that can kind of give you a little bit of a sense and an ease that this is definitely not that pyramid scheme, because we're not benefiting from, there's not one person collecting all this income from like who we sign up, basically is the way that it works. And again, check out the video if you want a little bit more of an explanation on it. And then that can definitely help. And then, so last but not least, with the income, like how do you make money? We've talked about, oh my goodness, like I said, I paid off debt and all of this. So the way that our money works is that we make 25% commission off of everything. So a challenge pack, for instance, if you are purchasing a challenge pack or you have someone purchasing a challenge pack from you, generally you make $40 to $50 commission off of that. Over time, then, we have what is called volume in our organization. So the more people you're helping, the more challenge packs, the more product, if you're selling it for your challengers and people that you're getting into your challenge groups, then it accrues over time to where it's called residual income. And I'm not going to go into the logistics because maybe it's just because I'm not a numbers person and that kind of stuff would confuse me. Like it inspired me to know the potential earnings that I could make. So that's like where my mindset would always go. But so the residual income then is when you have your customers who continue on Shakeology, for instance. So they're on Shakeology Home Direct, where you know that they're going to get it every single month on the same date because it's their meal replacement. Like most of my customers, coaches, and challengers drink Shakeology every month, and they either don't quit or they'll keep it for 6 to 12 months. And then everyone's different, but that's when the residual income will start to accrue. And then as your team grows and you start to build a team and you rank advance, so your first rank advancement is an Emerald coach, and that's when you sign up 2 coaches underneath you. And then there's a Ruby coach and a Diamond coach, and it just kind of goes up from there. And you just start to earn more money the more your team grows. So it's never going to be about what you do unless if it's just in that commissions category. But as long as you're growing a team and gradually growing, that organization and your coaches become successful, then that is when you yourself will earn more of an income. And I really hope that you are inspired by, I don't know if you're someone inspired by money. It's not about money for me. It's just about really helping and knowing that the income that I make is a direct reflection of how many lives I'm changing. And that sounds maybe a little cheesy to some people, but to me, that's truth. And that is exactly how it is. Oh, good question. Taxes. How do taxes work? So the taxes, you are responsible. So for me, I hold out about 20 to 25% of my earnings. So every week, I just automatically 25% of whatever I make each week, because we get paid weekly every Thursday, that goes into a separate bank account. So super easy that at the end of the year or quarterly, however you would set up taxes, it's already there and you don't have to worry about it. Did that answer your question? Any other direct questions? Because I'm totally looking through our group. And we're going to be wrapping up here in just a few minutes, because I'm going to go ahead and go into what is your next step. So we already talked about really what kind of coaches. So, we can definitely do, and you do this business no matter what your intention and your goals are. And what our team provides. So we do weekly training calls. So kind of like this, how we're just talking, you have the opportunity to get on our Legacy United team calls once a week. And it's great because we get to see each other. We'll sometimes do Zoom, which is like a Skype call, where we feel like we're all like in one big room, and we just make it fun. So I do trainings every single week to help you guys grow. We do small group trainings and apprenticeship programs with proven step-by-step training for success. Every single thing that I have ever used in my business, I share with my team. We have our own team website that everything is on there. I will never hold any information from you guys, because I want nothing more than for you all to be successful. I'm always saying, I feel like I'm like that mama bird or whatever, because when my coaches rank advance, or my coaches have challengers who have lost 100 pounds or something, like, it just gets into my soul. It is the most amazing feeling. So I love to see their success. Like, it is just the coolest thing ever to watch it all happen. And we do our social media training. So I give you all of the information. Whenever I kind of see my team struggling in an area, I do my best to provide the information that can help them really grow. We have countless video trainings and manuals depending on your learning preference. So maybe you're someone who is a visual, so this is good, and there's like training slides. Maybe you're someone who is like a photographic memory and you like to read things. We have things where you can read. We also do like interactive trainings and one-on-one phone calls. So it's really your learning preference. And really, we're just a place to dream big. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I felt like dreams ended a long time ago. Like, I don't know, you dream when you're a kid, right? What do you want to be? I want to be a princess whenever I grow up, and, just have horses and just love life. That was like when I was 8, right? But somewhere along the line, we just kind of stopped dreaming. I think because we're just programmed to hear the word no all the time. Well, no, it's not. That's not how life has to be. The fact that this business can provide freedom is just the best feeling in the entire world. I cannot even tell you guys. Like, it's just so cool. And I really just encourage you all to, give this some thought, consider it, and really take on the role of saying, okay, like, why not me? What is my purpose? I could dream. What would I really love my life to look like? And then work towards attaining that dream and making it become reality. I have another question. Do you have to pay self-employment taxes each year? No, I do not. I think if you make over $10,000 a year, you are supposed to. I don't believe so. Do not quote me. My husband does all of the tax stuff. I'm totally kind of like, oh, here, just you figure it out. But I'm pretty sure that I do not pay self-employment taxes. And I think it has something to do probably too, because it is through our corporation, Team Beachbody. And no, so don't apologize in boring questions. I love that you're a numbers girl, because I totally wish I was more number savvy, but someone puts numbers up and I'm like, guys, like even this slide, like the growth, how it says like 200% growth, 175, it took me like an hour to figure out how to calculate the growth projection, and numbers just go over my head. So I hope that helped and it's not boring at all. Yes, and Candace Simone, okay, so Candace, again, her video wouldn't work, but she is such an incredible woman, and her story is amazing. So she is a 1-star diamond on our coach, which just means like that's totally leadership. She's growing her business, and she's really successful in what she's doing, and she's been a coach for 8 months. And I think probably the first 2 or 3 months, she would not post anything on social media. She was nervous to like talk about anything business, but she had an amazing transformation, and she loved the product. She drank her Shakeology all the time, and then all of a sudden switched, and she was like, she messaged me and she was like, did you see that I posted something on Facebook? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. Like, yes, you did. It was really good. And then she kind of like she really started coming out of her shell. And Candace, I know you're listening, and I hope that you don't mind that I'm talking about you, but I'm beyond proud of my entire team. Like, let's just say that, like, seriously, head over heels, in love with my team, Legacy United. This is a dream come true. But Candace, again, since she was supposed to be on this call, she has completely transformed into someone who is just, she's amazing. She focuses on helping other people. She is a mom of 2 little boys. She's a wife. She works full time, and I think her commute is like 45 minutes to an hour one way to and from work. She is a runner. She just ran, Candace, I'm totally telling everyone about your 50-mile run. So she just ran 50 miles on Saturday. You can post how long it took you, because I don't remember, but that is insanely amazing. 50 miles to run without stopping. So she is just such an inspiration to so many people. And to kind of go play on that is, you don't just have to do Beachbody programs. Like any type of fitness and wellness and health, like we have some coaches who go to the gym, like that's their jam, or they just like to walk on the treadmill, and they're super successful coaches. It's just you and how you present this business. But yeah, 50 miles she ran, and she makes this business work, and she has done it all from her cell phone. Like, she does not have internet at her house. So again, this just goes to show you guys that if you want it bad enough and you decide, I'm going all in and I'm not going to make a U-turn and turn around, I'm going to make this work, you can do this from anywhere. I always say that this is a mobile business, because it truly is. You can work this anytime, anywhere, and it's pretty darn amazing. Let's see. Okay, Monica wrote, I'm at 4 months in and make about $250 a week. That's amazing. That is really awesome. I love that you just shared that with our group. Thank you. Okay, guys, so we're going to wrap it up. I didn't see anybody post if they were enjoying it. Does that mean that nobody's liking this?
I'm loving it.
I mean, I'm having a good time because I'm hanging out with everybody. I wish I could see all of your faces. Okay, so what now? So you message the person who invited you to this call. That is your first step. And you let them know what kind of coach you think you want to be. Discount, hobby, business builder, or maybe you're like, thanks for the invite, peace out. Like, I don't want to do this. Number 3, let them walk you through the sign-up process. So if I am your coach, if I invited you to this call and you are ready to rock and roll, please message me and I will help you and I'll direct you exactly how to do the sign-up, so that way we know that it's done right, and I can answer any of your questions that you have. Number 4, if you are wanting to be a hobby or a business builder, then get involved with a new coach training group. So this is key. Our new coach kickoff will be on January 4th. So get signed up. We'll get you started slowly right now, and then we're going to go into it like it's, you're going back to school. We're going to teach you the way and how to do this in our January 4th new coach university is what I call it. and that is a 30-day training. And then depending on where you have ended that 30 days, we roll you into the next training if you choose to continue. And number 5, be an apprentice coach in your coach's next challenge group to get firsthand experience. So we never just kick you to the curb and you're like, okay, you're signed up, go run your own challenge group. No, I run a challenge group with all of my brand new coaches. Their very first one, we do it together, and I teach them, and your coach who invited you will teach you how to do it as well. So I hope that this was helpful. We would do this once a month, sometimes twice a month. So I can't wait to see all of you who decide that you are ready to be a coach on our Team Legacy United. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and I really can't wait. I hope to see you in our new coach training on January 4th. Have an awesome night, guys. Jen, you want to say anything else?
I'm just really excited. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I guess I was actually just typing this out. All of the information that you got tonight will stay available in here for a little while, won't it?
Yeah.
And
I'm going to keep the group open for a few days, for sure.
And feel free to ask questions and send us messages. We're always available.
Cool, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good night.